Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is HD StarCraft and I'm here for game 3 of this show match between the Serbian Terran BeastyQT and his opponent, of course, from Ukraine, the Red Protoss WhiteRa. This has been a pretty sick show match so far. I'll be casting every game of it, long or short, good or bad. I'm with it till the end, and of course I want to ask you guys in the community to go ahead and send in the sick replays that you guys have, whether it be your own replays that you guys played, some funny epic fails, or if you guys know any of the pros or know any links to any sick games and want to see them casted on my YouTube channel, feel free to have that sent in to me at HDreplays@gmail.com. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So far this has been a sick set of games, and really digging the new Heart of the Storm music, of course, as I'm kind of bobbing my head up and down to the beats that we just had opening up this game. And of course a lot of this coming in from the campaign mode. All of those new songs that you heard, you hear them in the cutscenes, you hear them while you're playing in the new Heart of the Swarm campaign. So it's pretty cool that Blizzard went ahead and allowed those little music scenes to be implemented into the multiplayer, because it just gives the game so much more depth, I feel like, when you have some of these new sick beats kind of going on. Anyways, we do have something pretty tight going on right now, and that is a barracks being hidden behind the mineral fields here in the middle of Newkirk Precinct. And this is just a great way to start things off, I feel like, because you know BC is probably steaming a little bit after that proxy Stargate that WhiteRa did in game 1, and so he's gonna try to return the favor right now by going for a little bit of proxy racks action. Now this is hidden in a place where nobody is ever gonna think to look, and so WhiteRa is not gonna have any idea this is going on until he gets the probe into the main base. Now, as you guys can see, there is gas being mined at the refinery, so of course that means BC is going to be going for Reapers, and WhiteRa has no idea now until he gets the gas and until he went through the front door. I think now it's starting to add up a little bit for WhiteRa that, hey, there's no barracks at the front, you're mining very quick gas, you got nothing at the left of your base, so obviously it's gotta be a proxy racks with Reapers inbound, and WhiteRa needs to quickly chrono boost a Zealot and get a cybernetics core down for a Stalker. That is the only way that Protoss can actually shut down Reapers. It is with Stalkers. If he cannot get a Stalker out in time, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. He's actually chrono boosting the Zealot out first, and he's trying to get the Zealot down to the ramp, and he sees the first Reaper, but I don't know why WhiteRa is going to send this across the map. I think what he's trying to do is buy time for his base in order to get, you know, enough time out to get a Stalker, and then he'll be okay. So this Zealot right now has basically been told, hey man, you drew the short straw on the stick, and you have been sent out to die, but your sacrifice will be remembered, because by your death we'll be able to get your brother out, the Stalker, and that is going to be a much better key form of defense against any type of proxy racks Reapers. But these Reapers are still so deadly in Heart of the Swarm. Remember, they can regenerate quickly out of combat, and they do quite a bit of damage, man. They're going to go in here, and it looks like, you know, WhiteRa's already got the Stalker, and he will be able to get that last shot off. And BC, not the greatest start, because when you go proxy racks Reapers, typically you're looking to do a lot of damage, and instead WhiteRa just shut that down. He closed the book on that build like it never even existed, and BC now, I think he's got to be worried a little bit, because his Reapers haven't done diddly squat. Now of course they can regenerate that one that took a little bit of damage, but he lost one in the initial opening, and now that there's 2 Stalkers out, I'm not too sure what these Reapers are going to be able to accomplish, short of maybe a few probe kills and a little bit of scouting information. But WhiteRa with a brilliant surround says, you're not the only one that can surround with workers, and WhiteRa gets that Reaper down, and I think that is definitely going to shut that overall. So there it is, no more Reaper play. BC is probably going to have to consider lifting this barracks off and bringing it back home. So the barracks is going to fly home, head held in shame. Not much that he can do about that, but at least this Reaper will get one kill. There it is. And so far the units lost tab obviously going to be favoring WhiteRa, the Protoss player, and it might just go up a little bit more, because we have a mothership core inbound, and Beastie does not, oh, he does have a Widow Mine, just snuck out right there. He's gonna be able to get the burrow off, and if WhiteRa's not paying attention, man, that mothership core is gonna take a ton of damage. It will be 160 damage total. That's gonna leave WhiteRa with barely any health intact, but he isn't hovering over the mineral fields. He's actually trying to take off the buildings right now, or at least the SCVs that are constructing the buildings. Very smart by WhiteRa, of course. But now the Widow Mine has planted down, and ouch, taking a ton of damage right there. Meanwhile, WhiteRa actually going for very quick warp gate. He's gone for a 2 warp gate timing. He's warped out a bunch of stalkers at the proxy pylon, and he's gonna try to punch through the front door, but he's got to be careful, man. Those Widow Mines take out stalkers in one shot. He doesn't have any detection either, and the splash can be pretty devastating as well. So WhiteRa, I don't know if he's gonna be able to bust his front door down. He's trying though, with all of his stalkers firing down on the supply depots. He even takes out the Widow Mine before it's able to burrow down, which is absolutely huge, because if you can take it before it burrows, obviously you're not in danger of losing any of your stalkers when you're walking up the ramp. And remember, WhiteRa doesn't have any way to detect, so the only way he can take out those Widow Mines is when they pop up and peep their heads above the ground. So WhiteRa very smart right there, and it looks like he is going to be able to punch a hole through the supply depot wall. And if these units continue to go down, I think WhiteRa might be able to take the victory here and now. Gotta be careful though, that Widow Mine launches its Sentinel Missile, and a crippling blow dealt right there as all the stalkers receive splash damage, and the core goes down as well. Now it's really gonna come down to Beasty being able to lay down a minefield in order to keep these stalkers away, but the problem is the Widow Mines themselves take some time in order to regenerate their Sentinel Missile payload. It's about, I think, 60 seconds every time it gets shot out, and I think there's a lot of stalkers here now, so even with these Widow Mines, I'm not sure if Beasty's got enough to hold this off. And don't forget, there's a robotics spade coming down. It's just finishing up right now for WhiteRa. He's gonna have observers pretty soon, and in fact, WhiteRa snipes out the Sentinel missiles as they're coming back into the mineral field, and it looks like WhiteRa is gonna take the 3rd game. There is a victory for him. Beautiful play right there from WhiteRa, and you know, I think Beasty kind of owning himself a little bit, because he tried to go for the proxy racks and Reaper play, but it was completely shut down by the Protoss player, and of course the counterattack was just too hard, too much for him to overcome. So what a beautiful game that was. We're gonna go right into game 4. Pretty intense game so far. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is HD signing out.